What up, folks? I'm gonna be trying to tell y'all about the Sacral Chakra and how this motherfucker work. So the Sacral Chakra is an energy center like all chakras, and it means one's dwelling place. And it has to do with creativity, emotions, pleasure, and flow. So this chakra's name in Sanskrit is Vedisthana, and its element is water. It's orange. It's located in your lower abdomen, like about 2 inches below your navel, and it's got 6 petals, and the main mantra is VAM. So this should activate its energy, and yeah, it has to do with things like your emotions, pleasure, creativity, sexual energy, sensuality, relationships, desire, and passion, and yeah, that's kind of like the vibe it has to do with. So like all chakras, it can have an energy level. Some people see that it can be like either balanced, overactive, or underactive, which is like usually what people like associate with the chakras. Some people also say that chakras can only be like too high energy or too low energy, and there's not really a balance. So they're like different viewpoints. I'm not really sure which one is true, because you can see that some of the high energy traits sometimes can be seen as like positive, but sometimes not as well, so it kind of varies. Either way, I'm going to present y'all the balanced and like unbalanced views, since most people seem to agree that that's the real thing. So basically, it's kind of just like feeling balanced about everything this chakra has to do with. So for this one, as you can see, there are things like being emotionally stable, creative, passionate, sensual but in a healthy way, expressive and adaptable. Whereas having excess energy or overactive is like emotional overwhelm, mood swings, addictive pleasure seeking, and all kinds of other shit. And imbalanced is more of like emotional numbness, guilt around pleasure, low libido, creative block, and shit like that. Now, there's different ways to energize or balance it. Like, most chakras actually have like a huge list of things that have to do with it. In this case, I got a few things listed here. So for activity boost, there'll be like hip or pelvic movement. There's also like yoga poses. So it's kind of just like movement that trigger this kind of area and the like nervous system in your body, and that's supposed to like activate its energy in some kind of way. And also dance, creative expression. It's kind of like the vibe of the chakra. Healthy relationships, getting sunlight. So like certain chakras have to do with sunlight, or also moonlight, so that can energize them. It's also the water element, so some water-based activities can energize it. Or there's also like healing music for each chakra that kind of like activates its energy. That shit's pretty powerful actually. Like it might be one of the most powerful ways to activate the chakra. Like if you just look up like a playlist to activate this chakra's energy on YouTube or some, you'll see like it tends to actually kind of work. And there's also physical boost. So they can be things like drinking water, since this is a water chakra, and eating orange foods, using essential oils that have to do with it, wearing orange crystals around you, grounding, sexual energy retention, or getting sunlight and moonlight like I mentioned. And like all chakras, it also has like a number of petals. So this one has 6, and it has a bunch of different mantras that each like activate some kind of different function that relates to this chakra. So for this one, the mantras are BAM, BAM, MAM, YAM, RAM, and LAM. So as you can see, this is what they're supposed to activate, and you can kind of feel it when you chant it if you do it properly. So yeah, they're supposed to basically activate all these different functions of the chakra. And on a physical level, it's got to do with different organs. So this one has to do with like the reproductive ones, your kidneys, lower abdomen, hips, and hormones. Here's some example of the essential oils it has to do with. So there's a whole bunch of different ones, and they have different effects too. So they're just supposed to help out in all those different regards that also have to do with the chakra. Kind of like the crystals, those are supposed to work because of their like matching color frequency that activates that chakra's electromagnetic field in some kind of way. And then there's also affirmations, so those just kind of like embody the vibe of the chakra and like what it has to do with. It's supposed to kind of like help you claim that energy, and then like it should activate it and also like help you get a better vibe of what it has to do with, and then live that shit out. So that's basically the basics of the chakra. I hope that was informative. Cheers.